Greetings, Mumford Mustangs. It's Miss Parker, your speech teacher. We are now in second quarter. Yes, we are in second quarter, and today we are going to focus in on listening and listening skills and the different types of listening. So I do not want to belabor any additional time, excuse me. However, please remember, if you have any questions, need any clarifications, please make sure to contact me. Send it in the Teams meeting chat, a message in Schoology, message on chat, an email. Make sure that you ask questions so that you are very clear and understand the material. All right, let's jump into it with listening. Now, typically for this particular unit or lesson with listening, there is a full chapter and a full unit, but we are only going to focus on a couple of things here. Okay, so these are the different things that we're going to that you typically would see in this unit. We are going to look at the first bullet point, which is what is the difference between listening and hearing, and then we're going to go ahead and jump all the way down to the second to last point, and what are the 4 ways to listen. So listening versus hearing, 2 different things, 2 totally different things. And most people do both and don't sometimes recognize that they may be actually listening or they're just hearing. So they say that they're listening, but they're just hearing. So how do we define those? We'll look at that in a moment, but take a look at these 2 clips.
That's a really good point.
That's fair.
It doesn't seem that bad anymore.
There's should I even see if she's texted me? Should I pull my phone out? No, I'm listening to a. Oh my God, I'm not listening to this story. Okay. Oh my God, my brain's going a mile a minute. Okay, nod your head, make eye contact. 2011. A mile a minute sounds much faster than 60 miles an hour. But those are kind of just the same thing. All right, slow your brain down. Slow this whole thing down. Be a snail. Oh my God, he's looking at me now, asking me questions. Make eye contact. Shake your head. Oh, what are snails even trying to do?
Yeah. So we're in Arizona.
Arizona. What the? Who cares about Arizona?
Just the state Arizona.
No.
It's shitty. It's like Arizona has the desert and like.
I think I'm a bad friend for not listening. Am I a bad friend?
But
no.
We were.
No. Yeah. No. You're digging a hole.
And we were really hungry.
Pretend like you know what he's talking about. Listen to key words, and you'll get right back in there. Say something smart. Say something intelligent. Say something.
You live and you learn, you know?
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
All right. So we're going to jump into one more video. I wonder how many of you all have experienced the exact same thing that went on in that video. Somebody's talking, telling you a story, and you're like, yep, okay. What did they just talk about? I really wasn't paying attention. But check this video out now.
I got about 50 feet out, and suddenly, the great beast appeared before me. I tell you, he was 10 stories high and he was a foot. I said, sensing my presence, he let out a great bellow. I said, easy, big fella. And then, as I watched him struggling, I realized something was obstructing its breathing. From where I was standing, I could see directly into the eye of the great fish, face to face with the blowhole. I could barely see from the waves crashing down upon me, but I knew something was there.
All right. So the way that he was describing this obstruction, this huge whale and fish, I can say, would have made you think like, okay, something really big is this obstruction. And he comes out with a golf ball. So just a couple of videos that can kind of show us the difference between hearing and listening. So you can tell that the people around the table were listening intensively, like they were all in. They even corrected him on one of the parts of his story. Okay. All right, so now we're just going to move on into our lesson. and hear. The definitions, the first definition that you need to know is hearing. Hearing is just the reception of sound. Literally, your mind has heard something, or the senses that comes through your ear, it hears something. It does not have to be words. It can be a noise. It can be traffic signals, but it's literally the reception of sound. Our next definition is listening. And listening is to understand and interpret sound in a meaningful way. So yes, you may hear, right? You may hear someone, but do you understand and interpret what they are saying in a meaningful way? Or do you hear the police sirens, or are you listening so that you can understand, oh, there's an emergency, okay? That's the difference. The average person misses about 75% of what he or she hears. That's major. The average person misses 75% of what he or she hears. Okay, so don't forget that statistic. All right, so now we're going to jump into those 4 different ways of listening. So we're going to skip all of this information, and we're going to talk about the 4 ways. Now it says 5 ways, and you'll see in a moment, okay? There is appreciative listening, okay? You have comprehensive listening, discriminative listening, empathic listening, and critical listening, okay? And so these are going to show you the difference. Check this video out here.
In this video, we're going to talk about the 4 types of listening. Years ago, I thought all listening was the same, but it's not. So let's get into the details. Hello there, friends. Welcome back. And if this is the first time you're tuning into this channel, Communication Coach is here to help people probably like you, rising leaders, to help you increase your impact so you can lead the people around you to higher levels of excellence. I believe that good communication and leadership change lives, and a big part of that is listening. So we're going to talk about the 4 types of listening, and as we do, I would love to hear your comments in that section below the video. Which type of listening do you want to work on the most? So the first type of listening is called appreciative listening. This is where you're listening simply to appreciate. If you're listening to music or poetry, some kind of inspirational message, you're listening to appreciate what you're hearing. There's no pressure on you. This is for your benefit. And I have to admit that I don't do enough appreciative listening. I really do need to do more. I think there's a kind of therapeutic value in listening for appreciation. The second type of listening is called comprehensive listening. Some people call it informational listening. This is where you're listening to comprehend, to learn, to absorb the kind of content that you're listening to so that you can learn something. Anytime you're listening to a coach, a teacher, an instructor of any kind, you're listening to comprehend and learn. One of the key parts of this listening is being able to separate the main ideas from the subpoints from the details. Sometimes that's a challenge. I know that when I was in college, I was listening to this college professor. I remember it was a long night. It was like a Tuesday night class for 3 hours. And it went on, and I had a lot of trouble figuring out, like, what are the main ideas here? It seems like a constant flow of detail. But by working a little harder at it, taking notes a bit differently, I was able to listen to comprehend much more effectively by separating the main points from the subpoints from the details. A third type is called empathetic listening. This is where we're listening essentially to empathize. If we're listening to a friend, or if we're listening as like a therapist, this is the way we'll be listening. We're listening to connect. We're listening for people's emotions. This is the kind of listening that I do a lot, for example, in my marriage. When I'm talking to my wife, we're often talking about family issues or relationship issues, and you have to be able to tune into the main point that the person is feeling, not any content or details necessarily, although those could be important. You really want to connect with what the person is feeling. And that is a challenge for me. I am not built this way. I'm not like a therapist or a counselor. And so we do have to, when we're talking with friends and talking to our significant others, we have to connect with their emotions. This is a big challenge. Not everybody's naturally good at this. I will say this, though. There's an old expression that if you want more friends or if you want deeper friendships, learn how to listen more effectively. And I believe that that is a trustworthy expression. I have found it true. The better I listen, the better my relationships are. And the fourth type of listening is called critical listening. This is where we're listening to criticize, essentially, to scrutinize a message, to pick it apart. We often have to listen critically when somebody is trying to sell us something or get us to do something or get our vote for some reason. This is where people might have a motivation to only tell their side of the story to be very persuasive. And so it's much more important that we listen critically. So what are they saying? What are they not saying? What's their central argument? How are they supporting their argument with details? You have to be able to pick it apart a little bit and have a heightened sense of attention to the things that matter the most in that message. Otherwise, people are going to take you for a fool, try to separate you from your money, and so forth. So these are the four types of listening. As I mentioned, I would love to hear your comments in that section below. Which one do you need the most work on? Can't wait to look at your comments down below. So thanks, God bless, and I will see you in the next video.
All right. Let's take a look at this one.
Hi, Tape Face. How have you been doing since the last time we saw you? Good? Looking good. People are nervous back there? Anything you want to tell us?
No.
All right, then start.
Great.
As a nurse, always I think I'm here to make a difference on my patients. When you listen to your patients in their concern, I think that 50% of their care is there. You have to let them know that you are there for them, to take care of them. You're listening. It's not a one-way thing. It's just when you put a smile on their face, also you're also putting a smile on their face to feel the satisfaction you get from the outcome.
आपके पास 30 सेकंड है बोर्ड पे लिखे हुए शब्दों का मतलब समझाना है। आप चाहें तो किताब का इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। जिसे जवाब मिलेगा वो हाथ ऊपर करेगा। देखते हैं कौन फर्स्ट आता है और कौन लास्ट। Your time starts now. Time up. टाइम अप सर, टाइम अप। क्या किसी को जवाब नहीं मिला? अब अपनी लाइफ का 1 मिनट रिवाइंड करो और सोचो। जब मैंने ये सवाल पूछा, किसी ने ये सोचा कि आज कुछ नया सीखने को मिलेगा, मजा आएगा? एनीवन? सर? नहीं, सब रेस में लग गए। ऐसे पढ़ के फर्स्ट आ भी गए तो क्या फायदा? आप लोगों की नॉलेज बढ़ेगी? नहीं, सिर्फ प्रेशर बढ़ेगा। और ये कॉलेज है, प्रेशर को कर नहीं। अरे चाबुक के डर से तो सर्कस का शेर भी उछल के कुर्सी पर बैठना सीख जाता है, लेकिन ऐसे शेर को हम वेल ट्रेन्ड कहते हैं, वेल एजुकेटेड नहीं।
हेलो, दिस इज नॉट अ फिलोसफी क्लास। उन 2 वर्ड्स का मतलब बताओ बस।
सर ऐसे कोई वर्ड्स है नहीं सर, ये तो मेरे दोस्तों के नाम है, फरहान और राजू।
Hello, John. How you doing today? You mailed in my company a postcard a few weeks back requesting information on penny stocks that had huge upside potential with very little downside risk. Does that ring a bell? Okay, great. Well, reason for the call today, John, is something just came across my desk, John. It is perhaps the best thing I've seen in the last 6 months. If you have 60 seconds, I'd like to share the idea with you. You got a minute? Name of the company, Aerotime International. It is a cutting-edge, high-tech firm out of the Midwest awaiting imminent patent approval on a next generation of radar detectors that have both huge military and civilian applications. Now, right now, John, the stock trades over the counter at 10 cents a share. And by the way, John, our analysts indicate it could go a heck of a lot higher than that. Your profit on a mere $6,000 investment would be upwards of $60,000.
That's my mortgage, man.
Exactly, you could pay off your mortgage.
The stock will pay off.
John, one thing I can promise you, even in this market, is that I never ask my clients to judge me on my winners. I ask them to judge me on my losers because I have so few. And in the case of Aerotime, based on every technical factor out there, John, we are looking at a grand slam home run.
Okay, let's do it. I'll do 4 grand.
4,000, that'd be 40,000 shares, John. Let me lock in that trade right now and get back to you with my secretary with an exact confirmation. Sound good, John? Great. Hey, John, thank you for your vote of confidence, and welcome to the Investors Center.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Murph. Hey, Ronathan. I heard you're having trouble with your computer.
Yeah, thanks for coming down.
Okay, so what seems to be the problem?
So every time I try to get online, it's asking me for an admin
Okay,
password,
sure.
but it shouldn't need a password to get onto the internet. And I
Sure,
should already
yeah.
have admin privileges on this computer.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Did you get all that?
Yeah, totally. So you need admin privileges?
No.
Yeah.
I already have
Yeah.
the admin
Oh,
privileges.
okay.
I just need to
Great.
get on the internet. And
Okay, yeah.
I shouldn't need admin privileges.
Yeah,
for the internet.
I got it.
I feel like you're not actually listening to me.
Yeah, sure.
Are you
Yeah,
actually
okay.
not listening to
Yeah,
me,
no, I
or are
get
you saying that you
Okay,
get
sure.
that it seems
Yeah,
that
totally.
way?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, you need to stop
Sure.
that.
Okay, doing what?
You need to stop checking in with
Okay,
me so
right,
much saying
okay.
yeah. You need to stop
Yeah.
saying yeah.
What do you mean?
It seems like you're not listening and
got
you're
it.
just focusing on
Got
saying
it. Yeah,
yeah,
no, that
got
makes
it, and
sense. Yeah.
everything. Like you took
Yeah,
some kind of
okay.
active listening class,
sure.
but you're not actually
totally,
paying attention.
Totally. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Then why did you disagree with me a million times while I said it?
Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm just showing you that I'm listening to you. So you have a problem with your dog, is what I'm hearing?
No,
That's what
you're
it's- yeah.
clearly not listening to me. Just shut up. Shut up.
Sure, okay,
Shut up.
sure,
Shut up.
sure.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Shut up.
okay,
Shut up.
okay, sure.
Shut up.
Okay.
This is the last one that was not in the first video, but we definitely know people that do superficial listening, and it was kind of on our last set of videos when we started discussing listening versus hearing. Okay. So that is just what I wanted to make sure that we went over today thus far is what is hearing versus listening. So we can do this on the phone. Yeah, I know what you, yeah. Really? Oh, okay. Yeah. So just another example of what that may look like for you all. Okay. So the other thing that I want to bring up is a different screen, different document that will be available to you all. Let me share my screen for that. As you see, we also have text reading, okay? And this text reading is available in Schoology as well as on the class website, which also provides more information. And you all do have this section 1 review that you will be completing, okay? And that is also in Schoology. So that is all that we have for today. I hope that if you have any questions that you please reach out to me, ask those questions so that we make sure that you have a full comprehensive understanding of listening, the different types of listening, and what hearing is, and that 75% of people miss what he or she hears. If you have questions, once again, please reach out to me. Thank you so much. You all have a wonderful day.